G'day, it's Joel Rasmussen for Southern Cross Combat, and I'm here backstage at Hex 30 in Auckland, New Zealand, talking to the man who is now the #1 contender to the Hex Featherweight Championship, and you also just shook your head there. We'll get into that, but I'm talking to Mr. Justin Van Heerden following his win over Michael Barber. I guess we'll start with that. Why are you shaking your head at hearing that?
As far as I'm concerned, I'm the Hex Featherweight champion. I was meant to fight for the Hex Featherweight title. The bloke that's got a participation trophy didn't want to fight tonight, but went out and booked himself a Muay Thai fight 2 weeks from now, which is quite cute because he said that May was going to be too early for him and wanted to fight in June. But like I've said, that guy's irrelevant. I don't want to hear about him. I don't want to talk about him. Abdalla Biayda lost his opportunity to fight me when he decided to go up and wait and fight Harry Webb, and it didn't work out. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to something else, something better. Yeah, so obviously, if I were to pick, if I had like a dealer's choice, I think it'd be cooler to fight Harry. I mean, Harry's a cool guy. He's a friend of mine. I respect him. He's an absolute machine. I'd prefer to fight him. He just beat Abdalla. Why would I want to fight the guy that is coming off a loss? Like, I'm not putting everything on the line to fight someone that could have fought me, didn't want to fight me, and it just didn't come together. So we're looking forward. But I'll be honest, man, I've fought the best people in the country. I've said this after my last fight. I've been out of action for a year. I think I deserve to fight the best people in the world, and I think I deserve to showcase my skills on a world stage. I had a year off. Tonight wasn't my best performance, but now I'm back. I plan to be active. I want to get in there. I want to compete. I want to fight multiple times a year like I always have, and just get to it. I want to fight the best people in the world, so that's what I'm pushing for.
So you just brought up kind of a lot of things there. I'll try to hit all of them. We'll test how good my memory is. In the cage, you called for Harry Webb. You are a man who, in our interview before this fight, you talked about, and you've always talked about it, you'll fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. But that move to lightweight, I'm assuming you want to challenge him for the belt, I would assume, at lightweight. Is that something you've been thinking about? Would that be a permanent move? Would you go up to fight him and then come back to featherweight? Like, what are your thoughts on moving the weight?
Well, it just makes sense. Like, if I was going to risk my position, like, let's be honest, I think everyone can agree I deserve to fight at the next level. But if I was going to risk my position, it's got to be for something where I gain a little bit of everything, right? Like, I put my position on the line tonight. If I were to do that again, like, what do I get out of beating Abdalla Biayda? I get nothing. I've got everything to lose and nothing to gain in a fight like that. Whereas a fight with Harry, if that was something that we were going to do, you know, I'm going up in weight. I'm fighting for a lightweight title. That's a good boost for me if I go out there and get the job done. And at the same time, there's plenty for Harry to gain in the fight as well. So, you know, it's a big, massive fight for Australian MMA, I think. So if I were to fight again regionally, that's the fight that I would prefer over a fight with Biayda. But I'm pushing for the next level, and that's where I want to go. So I want to go to the next level, fight the best people in the world, because I feel like I've done the work, I've paid my dues, and I've earned it.
I'm not sure if it shows up on camera. If anyone was watching the fight, they'll see you've got a bit of a gash over your left eye. It's stitches, I would assume, gauze. What's going on with that?
Nah, I just got to get it glued. They said it's already pretty much. I got that Wolverine adamantium, healing. It's already sort of coming together. So, no, I don't think I'll need stitches, but definitely got a nice little cut from an elbow of Michael Barber. So, yeah, it's one of those things. But it was, the dude's tough. The dude's a machine. Yeah. He just switched things up in there in the second round. I think I went a bit autopilot in the second round and just let him kind of like dictate the work up against the fence. Even though I didn't feel threatened or like I needed to rush getting out of that position. I probably should have, because obviously in the judges' eyes it doesn't look too good, even if you are feeling pretty safe. But yeah, like all in all, I'm happy I got the win. I'm happy I got to get back in there after a year off and kind of shake it out, get the cobwebs off. But I'm ready just to get back to business and be active and do what I do.
Talking about that activity and the cut, I know you said it's healing. This was meant to be a #1 contenders fight for the June card for Abdalla Biayda. I know you've made your opinions on that clear, but is that date something you feel you could still make?
Yeah, obviously I'll go back and I'll get my eye sort of looked at. If I need stitches, I'll get stitches, but I think I'll just have to get it glued, and then it'll just need like a couple of days to heal, and I'll get back to it. But ideally, I still think that date's possible. But at the end of the day, I've got to go back, sit down with Joe Lopez, sit down with the team and work out what the next step is. So we'll go from there. And then if it makes sense for me to fight on that June card alongside my teammate Jarrett Wilbraham, and hopefully Colby Thickness gets on that card too, and we can make it a freestyle affair. But first things first, I got to go back, sit down with Joe, assess the fight, see what the next step is, and then just go from there.
Talking about assessing the fight, you have now spent 6 rounds fighting Michael Barber, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
My math works out. I'm not too good at math. This is the second time you fought him. What was different between this fight and the second time? Did he change at all? Anything surprise you in there? What did you make of him?
I think physically he definitely looked like a bit bigger and a bit stronger than he was the first time we fought. He felt a bit better, a bit stronger in there. He felt like his defensive wrestling was like a lot better, which I kind of said leading up to the fight. I spoke about that. He definitely just felt better in there. Like he felt like he's improved. He obviously did some good things in there. He's just so tough. Like I thought when I took his back in the first round, I locked up that body triangle. I locked in the choke. He was going blue and purple. He was making all sorts of sounds, and I was like, this is a wrap. I knew he wasn't going to tap, but I thought for sure he'd go out, and he just managed to fight through it. Round 2, like I said, I kind of went autopilot, took that round off. Just wasn't a good round for me, but yeah, and kind of was just forcing things a little bit. Third round, I kind of knew that, I had to go out there and kind of put a stamp on it a little bit. Colby told me he wanted me to just work a bit more on the feet, land some good shots because he knew Michael was going to push forward. Obviously, that's what he likes to do. I feel like I did that. And then, I was able to drop him and hurt him with a knee. But again, he showed his toughness, his resilience. I thought the fight was done there, and I thought this is it. Like, it's going to be a wrap. And he managed to survive and then even tried to take me down, and that was surprising. Like, he shot a takedown on me. So the dude's an animal, man. He's definitely improved. I still think he's so underrated. I feel like people don't give him the respect that he deserves. I'll be interested to see what's next for him as well.
Now, from my perspective and from my time in the sport, I found it very surprising that you were just here with one cornerman, and then sure enough, Michael Barber comes out and he's also only got one cornerman. I don't know how common that is, but I think it's pretty surprising that you both were doing that. I thought it was surprising, at least. Is this your first time fighting with one person in your corner / Colby in your corner, and how did you find it?
Not my first time with one person in my corner, but my first time with Colby in my corner, which was really cool. Colby's a great mind, and obviously the great Joe Lopez is currently away with one of my teammates, Kaseed Murdoch, in Bali, because he obviously fights in Bali. So on tomorrow. So I got the Golden Boy in my corner. Golden Boy got to come over here and corner me, and he's been great the last few days, just helping me kind of with the weight cut, with with dealing with everything, and just kind of getting me ready in these last couple of days. And obviously his instructions in there are so clear, so calm. He's just honestly the dude's incredible. He's so helpful in the training room. He's so helpful in so many different ways, and he makes me work and try and push to another level. So I'm thankful I had a brilliant mind and a brilliant training partner to come and corner me. So it was cool.
You talked about, it's been a year since we've last seen you fight, and your first performance out there, and you've said you weren't necessarily thrilled with that performance by yourself. Do you believe in the ring rust thing? Did it feel like that at all? What are your thoughts on that?
No, I don't believe in ring rust. Tonight, that's just an example of me just letting an exterior thing that's been weighing on my mind kind of pop into my head mid-fight. Usually I'm pretty good at keeping things separate, but it is what it is, man. Sometimes I'm only human, bro. Sometimes you're just not on, and you just make them, you just make a little mistake like that, and it costs you a round, and then now you got to go out there and like dig deep in the third round against a tough, resilient dude. So it is what it is, man. Like, I'm sure I'll watch the fight back. I'll find some positives, but at the end of the day, there's always more work to do. I'm always going to look to try and be better, and I think because I've gone out there in my last few fights and put a stamp on it, and like ran through some of the best people in the country and in the region and finished the fights, my standard for myself is up here, and I'm always my toughest critic. And Joe's always going to expect the best from me and want the best from me as well. So I just feel like I let myself down a little bit because I didn't meet my standards of finishing the fight and putting a stamp on it. And I feel like I've kind of let my team and coaches down who invest so much in me a little bit as well, because I know that my level is up here, but the performance tonight necessarily didn't reflect that. Although, I'm sure if I watch it back, I'll be able to pick some things out. I'm pretty confident I won the first round quite dominantly. Obviously, the second round I was not the good one for me, but I feel like round 3, again, I kind of did some good things. So, yeah, it is what it is. I think I'm being hard on myself a little bit, but at the same time, I expect better for myself.
I'm not being rude. I'm pulling my phone up in order to get a quote right and in order to show you an image. Harry Webb, via his Instagram story, has responded. It's a video of him watching, and it simply says, "See you then," shake hands emoji, salute emoji. So Harry seems down. I know he is having some difficulty finding that fight. That obviously makes it easier. How do you feel knowing that he appears to be keen?
Oh, I'm not surprised, bro. Harry's a machine. He and I go, he and I like constantly communicating and talking. He's a great dude. We got one of my major sponsors him as well, so we got a big connection with that as well. But yeah, he's a good dude, man. I'm not surprised. He's tough. He's down. He'll fight anyone as well. He's one of those fighters. Like one of the guys that's game and down to scrap. So I'm not surprised. Harry's a fucking animal, man. Harry's an animal.
You said that you communicate a lot with him earlier. You said you were friends with him. Have you guys ever shared the mats together, trained at all?
Not yet, unfortunately. That's something that I would have welcomed anyway. I would welcome that anyway. Obviously, depending on what's next for me, obviously, yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to move around with someone like Harry. He's obviously a very talented fighter. He's a super nice kid, super nice dude. I just like him, man. He's a good dude. So there's no animosity. I don't dislike the guy. I don't have to hate the guy. Whether we fight or not, he's an absolute animal. He's just a cool dude, really cool dude. And he's always giving me the time of the day, and I'll always give him the time of day.
We're talking about that fight the most. You opened the interview saying you didn't want to talk about Abdalla Biayda. Is your heart set on 155 then?
If I'm going to risk my position and risk where I've worked so hard to get to, I've got to get something out of it. I've got to get a good check, and I got to get a good prize, and that's the only thing that makes sense. So as far as I'm concerned, maybe that's the option. But like I said, adrenaline's high, emotions are high, everything's high. I'll go back, I'll reflect a bit with my coaches and my team and see what happens. They might have something else up their sleeve, so we'll see. But just know I'm back, and I plan to be active, and I plan to continue to show why I'm the best featherweight in the country.
A second quote to read to you here, yet again, not being rude, pulling up a quote to make sure I don't get something wrong. Abdalla Biayda has voiced something. Can I read it to you?
Yeah, if you want.
Yeah, as long as I wouldn't want to piss you off. He said, quote, "Barber bashed him, Justin looked like ass. When he goes against me, I'm going to damage him really bad."
That's cool, bro, but you fought a guy, and we all have off nights, bro. I'm not knocking anyone's performance. I don't stoop to that level like you do, but it is what it is, bro. I don't have to impress you. I don't have to make you happy. Michael Barber's a tough dude. If you think you can do better, if you think you can put him away, come show me. Go step in there with Michael Barber and show me how to fight him and show me how to put him away. If you can do that, I'll fist bump you. I'll give you your props. But if you don't, you're a fucking idiot. But anyway, like I said, Abdalla Biayda's irrelevant. He lost his chance to fight me. I tried multiple times to make that fight happen. It didn't happen from his end and his end only. I've shown that I'll fight anyone at any time. I've stepped up to welterweight on 24 hours notice at the weigh-ins of a show. So no one can come to me and tell me that I'm not game and that I don't want to fight anyone. He is the only person that doesn't want to fight and didn't want to fight. So he's irrelevant. He's done. I don't want that. I don't want to hear about the dude. You go back to Vietnam and fight for another paper belt, or do what you do, go enjoy your Muay Thai fight. I don't really care. I wish the dude all the best. He's actually a really nice kid, and it really pisses me off when he gets on social media and talks like this, because anytime we've had interactions in person, he's very soft-spoken and he's very nice, shakes my hand, he's real cool, says nice things, and he's like, "Oh, I respect you, I want to get in there and test myself with you," but then gets on social media and acts like a clown, bro. Keep the same energy, stay the same. He and I have gone back and forth and spoken before on Messenger and DMs and stuff and Instagram and stuff like that. He's a nice guy. There's a mutual respect there. I do think the guy's a talented mixed martial artist, so I don't get why he always has to get on social media and act like a different person. I'm not the type of person that will release DMs and blow up all that sort of shit, but if I did, he'd look like a fuckwit, because he's actually a really nice guy, and we go back and forth, and we've talked before, and there's, this whole rivalry, bravado, back and forth, bad blood thing he's trying to do, it's just not there. Like, it's not realistic. I can't respect it. It's a bit like the same with Khan Offley. Like, These dudes are all nice. These dudes are all like a different way on social media, but then in person they're nice to me, and they're all chill. So everyone knows me. I'm outspoken and I say how it is. I'm not here to like make friends be nice with people. Like, I'll say how it is, but I'll stick with that, right? Sometimes that upsets people. Sometimes people go, you know what, fair enough, and they respect that. But that's one thing that's never going to change. I'm outspoken and I'll say it how it is. So, yeah. Abdalla, be the guy that messages me on Instagram. Be the nice guy that you are. That's all I have to say.
I think I asked you this before the fight, but now we're past it and the fight's over. Maybe the answer has changed. Maybe it hasn't. You step out of a form of security and being a champion in another top promotion. You're the eternal champion. They're on UFC Fight Pass. There's plenty of opportunities that come with that. You step over and fight in a different country. You don't get the opportunity to fight for a title officially. Was there any nerves regarding that coming into this fight?
No nerves. And like I said when the news first came out, I'll fight on Hex, I'll fight on Eternal, I'll fight anywhere. Like I said, I'll fight in a car park if that's what I have to do. But, you know, who knows? Maybe Eternal hits me up and goes, hey, we got this fight for you and here's what we're going to do. And then it makes sense and I go, sweet, I go fight in Eternal again. It doesn't matter, bro. Like, this whole promotional rivalry shit, I don't care about it. I'm a fighter and I show up to fight. Fighters show up to fight. Promoters need fighters. We don't need promoters. It is what it is. I love and respect all the promoters that I've dealt with. Everyone's been cool to me, especially, obviously, Cam and I go way back. We're really good friends. I fought on Eternal many times. Jacob and that have always treated me nice. Man, I'll fight where it makes sense for me to fight. If the bag is good, if the opponent makes sense, lockjaw will be in.
I know you've been in the scene and I know you've been training, but as I said, it's been a year since we last saw you. So I want to say welcome back, Justin Van Heerden, to the cage. Whether it be at featherweight, at lightweight, I look forward to seeing you out there again. And thank you very much for the time and congratulations on the victory. Thank you very much.